What's up, y'all? It's Real Talk with B. Back at it again. You know how we do. We just gonna dive right on in. Check this out. You can't help everybody. And I need people to understand that accountability is very important on a road to recovery from whatever you have going on in your life, whether it's mental issues, physical awareness, emotional, whatever the case may be. Okay? If you're overweight, you got to take accountability for what got you there. Overeating, depression, whatever it is. People think that accountability means bad. Taking accountability for things, it doesn't mean bad. It just means you're owning up to the problem, to the issue, whatever the case may be. I'm going to talk about a few things in this video. There's different scenarios you can use. But I want to go with emotional first. Gaslighting. When people do things to you and then they try to make you feel guilty for, the situation. How they're making you feel to what you just found out or heard, or how they're making you feel. So now they want to gaslight you to make you feel bad for that. You know what I'm saying? That means that there's something going on within them. So not only gaslighting, now they're transferring. See, whatever issues they have, they're transferring it onto you now. And that's how people take the heat off themselves sometimes. I used to be one of those people that were in denial of going you. Oh, Brandon gets mad, but it's your fault that I'm mad. You pissed me off. You did something to piss me off. When in reality, I made myself angry. I did something to either offend you or I did something. And now, to take it off of me, I'm transferring it onto you so I can gaslight you. You see what I'm saying? Boom. Now we become, it's a form of manipulation. And I'm not gonna say some people manipulate people and gaslight and do certain things of that and blaming and things like that because they're not strong enough to deal with it themselves. They're not strong enough to take accountability for their actions or their issues, because if they take accountability for it, then they have to admit that they have a problem. And a lot of people are scared to admit that they have a problem. But until you admit that you have a problem, you're never going to be able to fix the problem. That's why I say there's nothing wrong with finding out that you have a problem. If you don't think you have a problem, you're going to believe that there's nothing to fix. You're going to keep spiraling. Then what happens is you get people that try to talk to you, give you guidance, give you advice, and try to show you some things or try to encourage you. And then a lot of times the other person may feel like, well, why are you coming at me like that? I'm just trying to help you. See what I'm saying? The person with the problem, they're trying to make the other person feel bad. You hear stuff like, oh, you see, you just don't understand. Every time I try to talk to you, you always say this, you always doing that. What you're not understanding is it's a conversation to help. If we never have the conversations, the hard conversations, we'll never get to the root of the problem. Some people learn by going through life and getting smacked around. Some people do that. I was one of those people. Life had to beat me up for me to understand things and for me to get it in my head that I couldn't just go through life blaming everybody else for my problems. The anger I had started within myself. The depression came, the hurt, the pain. I went into this dark place and I was in denial for years and years and years about a lot of things. And instead of taking accountability and trying to seek help and I gaslit people, I transferred, my shit on to other people. I tried to make people feel guilty. I raged out at people. If I felt like shit, I wanted you to feel like shit. If I was pissed off, I wanted you to be pissed off. If I was depressed, I want you to be depressed because I want you to know how I feel, and you might not even deserve it. Or I had people come try to talk to me and tell me things and try to help me get out of that, but I wasn't ready to accept that I had a problem. Because then that's acknowledging, like I said earlier in the video, that there's something wrong with me. But just because we acknowledge it doesn't mean that we're bad. It doesn't mean that we're broken. It doesn't, well, we can be broken, but we can be fixed. But what I'm saying is, what I'm trying to say, I lost my train of thought, that there's something wrong with me. Most people aren't ready to hear that shit. And that's why a lot of people stay in denial. They're not ready yet. And it's good to have friends and family and, lovers, whatever the case may be, to be there with you in your corner trying to help you grow. And when you don't have it, you kind of just become in a stuck place because then it just kind of plateaus out and you just learn to go with it. Now you have no one fighting it to keep you from, learning and fighting with right and wrong, yes or no, faults, no faults, things like that. You following me?